Did you get to pick out the prize box?
No, Mama. You have to get 15.
Hi.
You said no eggs?
I said I just want pancakes and eggs. I want 3 pancakes.
Because again, you got to know who you're dealing with. If I know that academically there may be a struggle, if I know certain things you're not going to be on things as the way I am, then that's... If there, by now you already know that if there's something I can delegate, 9 times out of 10, Instacart is going to be it. I just needed a couple of things to last us for the next couple of days. So here is a haul of the things that I just got. Finally got my hair. Got some tomato sauce. Pumpkin season. I realized last year that pumpkin season starts in August. Okay, that's when they start selling your pumpkin flavored items. I asked for the other brand, but that's what they had. But I do like the Natural Bliss because it's not loaded with a whole bunch of like gums, oils, and stuff like that. As you can see, here is the short list of ingredients, so I will take it. More sauce, because I like my pasta saucy. I got some whipped cream cheese. I've been seeing the cucumber recipes going viral, and one of them looked really good. It had cream cheese in it. I wanted to try it. And I'm an angel hair pasta girl. I love angel hair noodles. I feel like they really give your pasta what it needs. So that's my little haul. That's the little things that I got. And to be honest with y'all, that's why I like delegating my shopping haul sometimes, because of the simple fact that I get distracted. I'll go in the store for 3 items and then I'm leaving out of there with 33 items. And this wasn't that. This was just like a couple things that we needed to fill in the gaps and till I have to replenish a lot of other things. We're still doing pretty good. The kids is doing good. They have not ate me out of house and home. Oh, that smells so good. I love how fine it is. And just so you guys can see like the difference. I know I'm gonna like it, but this is this is instant coffee as well, but you can already tell that it's much bigger particles in there than what's in here. Like this is a lot finer. So I'm gonna put this in my frother because y'all know that's how I like to do mine. I added about that much. I hope it's good. And then I already used my kettle to warm my water. just sparkling water. If you are not a sparkling water girl, it ain't gonna apply to you. But every now and then, I be wanting that little sensation that you get from to me, that's stronger than the McDonald's Coke. As far as like the fizz is concerned, we are on our way to go get your good niece from the bus. This is now the first full week of school, and when I tell you, the bus driver told us that she would be here anytime between 2:30 and 2:40. The child ain't been here before 2:50 since school done started. But every time I be like, oh, I'm gonna leave later, because I be sitting at the bus stop, real irked and works. Every time I say I'm gonna leave later, I be thinking to myself, this is gonna be the day that she come on time. So because this is my girl's first year of school, I don't want her to have to experience that. And what I've been noticing too is a lot of parents fill out the form saying bus ride. And if you are between like a certain age, the bus driver is not letting you off the bus, which I can appreciate. Like if she don't see your parents or the pickup person at the stop to get you, she's not letting you off the bus. But my thing is, why go like, so she's doing that at my daughter's stop. I know that she's doing that at the other stops that she stopped at. Why y'all ain't at this bus stop? Because now you're going to hold me up. And I don't like that. On this part, I'm going to try to blur it out. Because I'm trying to give you like a little full look into like what I do. When I tell y'all I be fine in the house, I get in my car from the garage and already my eyes is watering. I got to go to my doctor's office, reply back. I don't know if I told you. See, like it's 2 other cars up here. So I ain't too early. But I'm scheduled for my surgery coming up. So the doctor office asked me would I be able to come and fill out like my papers like in advance or whatever. And I told them, yeah, I was like, is today a good day? Because it's been pretty slow. I could have went on, ooh, girl, do y'all hear the water? I said, I messaged them on my chart because, girl, it could have been either one. It could have went either way. And they replied back, like, you could either come today around 3 or you can come tomorrow by 8. Girl, I'll see you tomorrow. Because I'm already worked and tired, okay? Like, the energy levels when it's getting ready to be that time of the month, just be ready to put you on bed rest. So I'm hoping, and I need to ask that too, because I'm hoping that once I get like my hysterectomy that I'll start to, I know that they said that that's what's causing like my iron levels, my hemoglobin and all that to go down. So once they fix that problem, I'm hoping that I don't have no other symptoms. Like if you've had a hysterectomy, comment down below, like even though you don't get a period any longer, do you still have like the PMS symptoms because your body got a brain of its own? Like I want to know, like I'm gonna have to look that up. I'm gonna have to go and see if people still experience, like for me, right before I get ready to get my period, I'm super tired. My tiredness turns into irritability. Like I'm very irritated. Like I don't have the patience. If somebody, and that's a bad thing. I could sit up there and be honest with myself and tell y'all that that's an ick about me, because I could play all day long with somebody. As soon as it's that time of the month or I'm tired, we can ready to throw blows. Because I be telling my kids all the time, read the room. Like, read the room. If I look like I'm not in the mood to be bothered to be playing with y'all, leave me alone. And that's it. Like, leave me alone. So, I want to know, like, once your body knows that you're not having any more periods, do you still be getting irritable around that time of the month? Do you still be having them cravings? Like for me, my cravings usually, I want carbs, honey. I become a carb. I'm trying to eat pizza, pasta. Y'all heard me talking about my spaghetti and all that earlier. what else happens to me? Like, my skin get very dry, like up in here. I've been scratching my face all day long, rubbing my eyes. And that's due to allergies too with my eyes, but I really be scratching my, especially like up in this area, my T-zone. My face gets real dry. I be real thirsty. Yeah, like, can we just get some consistency? And then y'all see these dark circles, this dag, my skin gets very pale again because my body be knowing, like, honey, she only got about 3 ounces of, not even a full ounce of blood left in her body. That's how much like heavy my cycles are. So dang, y'all, I'm praying to God that corrects that. I saw somebody, you know how like when you go to the store and you get something, like you find something you like these water bottles. The day that I got these, I saw a video, wasn't even searching for it, came up on my For You page about somebody making like their own lemon lime Sprite version or whatever. They had like lemon lime and they squeezed it in there. I bet you that is so jumping. Like, this is so good. It says born in the foothills of the Adrogenics over 150 years ago, Saratoga sparkling water has been carefully crafted for smooth taste and uplifting bubbles that refresh the plate. Now, I was trying to get the glass bottle because they say that the glass bottles are better. This is made with some type of plastic that is supposed to be better than even like the recyclable things. But y'all, as soon as I touched the bottle, you could just tell that there's so much pressure in them. I touched the glass bottle right in the store, put it like just tapped the cart, like to put it on the cart. The whole thing exploded and spilled all over the place. My daughters and them was like, Taylor was like, oh my God, you gonna have to pay for that. Like, why y'all gotta be drawing attention to things? Like, why y'all can't be cool and all that? And luckily, like, a man was walking by and he was like, you know, I'll get it, I'll take care of it or whatever. And Taylor kept saying, you gonna have to pay for it. Like, now she's starting to ask questions about it. I'm like, girl, it's on sale right now, so if I got to, I will. But yeah, I had to put the glass bottle down because I said, God forbid one of these fall in my house, it won't be a good thing. But let me wait for y'all girl to get in the car. Ain't no telling. It's 2:37 right now, so as soon as she get in the car, I'll cut the camera on because y'all think I'll be playing. I had put a post up on my Facebook page and I said how we was at the parent meeting for Kaysen's volleyball game. My girl plays volleyball. This is my middle daughter, for those of you that don't know. We did a couple videos together. She is like more so in the background, very quiet, shy or whatever, but she's coming out of her shell. Like, she has like her own TikTok video where she's creating get ready with me, her looks of the day as she's going to school and stuff like that. But I say all that to say, we at her the parent meeting for her volleyball team, and the coach was like, we need a team mom or whatever, like someone to like help out getting the snacks, making sure that the team has like drinks and stuff like that. So all my 5-year-old heard was something about snacks, and she took my hand in her hand and raised it and was like, we'll be the team mom. Who, ma'am, who is we? Who is we? Who is we? I'm still trying to figure out, like, who is we? And it's so funny because she does gymnastics herself, and when it comes to like being there and supporting her sisters, girl, if she could be a player, she would be playing alongside of her sister. And I'm like, girl, you're 5, like, calm down. Like, we here for Kaysen, we here in support of Kaysen. But I most likely will be. I'm not trying to take on too many commitments. If it wasn't for me getting my surgery this month, for sure, I don't even know when they're going to start needing like the team mom. But I know that we're also doing the fundraiser right now where you get like the calendar for August, and if somebody wants to sponsor my daughter, you just pick the day on the calendar and that's how much money you send for that or whatever. So for example, if somebody picks August 8th, you'll send $8 or whatever, and that'll, you know, go towards their fundraising goal for the month or whatever. So I'm on the phone explaining that to her dad. because a lot of people reach out, love to support Kason, and her dad and I are not the best as far as like saying like, hey, do you want to, we don't do all that. We just be like, okay, well, how much is it? We gonna get the money for that. But she has such a strong family support system that you just can't help but to allow people to bless her how they see fit. So I was doing good this month, y'all. But again, I'm gonna put y'all on pause because I just started talking yet again, and we're gonna wait for y'all needs to get off the bus. If y'all see how little she is, I'm gonna try to get her getting off the bus, or even when we get back home with her book bag on, because she wanted one of those little pocketbooks. If y'all remember back in the day, the little pocketbooks that you could put your stuff in, but they were like in the shape of a book bag, and I say about like this big, right? So when we went looking for her back to school book bag, she was like, this book bag is too big. Like, I need one of these. I said, and girl, you're not going to be able to put nothing in there. It's too big because you too little. Y'all, tell her it's a trip. Piece of trip, y'all. Good one.
You as well. Bye-bye.
Bye. Y'all, that was my doctor office telling me not to even bother with coming up there tomorrow to enjoy my weekend. They said that they had got a call from the surgery center saying that they didn't have my paperwork signed. And they were like, you can just do that the day of your surgery. It's nothing for you to come up here with, like, in a hurry for or whatever. And I'm like, well, honey, good for me then. But I was originally supposed to have it done a month ago. And there was a miscommunication between my doctor, her staff, and all of that, so it got pushed back to now. So when I was supposed to have it a month ago, I had got my pre-surgery blood work and all that stuff done. I got all my labs, like I had filled out all the paperwork that needed to be filled out, and wasn't even able to use it. So I'm glad that they are being accommodating, because I would have did what I had to do anyway. I'm not a difficult person, but to be getting a runaround and be getting phone calls every time you got another phone call, it was somebody else saying something different. I was irked and worked, especially when you've been dealing with the issue for so long pertaining to your health that you kind of got yourself excited about it being a part of the past. Like, when I tell you God will put people in your path to like reassure you that the things that you're doing is the right thing, or to give you like reassurance and confirmation. Because the reason why I didn't get a hysterectomy when I got my myomectomy back in November was for the simple fact that I didn't know enough about it. I still don't know. I've never had one before, but I never knew anything about it. I felt like from people that were like older than me that have experienced that, you will always hear them talking about hot flashes and menopause and stuff like that. So because of that, I'm like, I don't know if I want to be bothered with that. Like, but my doctor said that because I'm still young, and I put the quotations because I saw a post with these kids in college talking about, you was born prior to 2000, you old. And I was born in 84, okay? And some of them kids was looking older than me. But because I'm still considered young, they would leave my ovaries, and that would also help me not to start like being in menopause or whatever. But I'll do anything to not have to like feel the way that I feel, especially knowing that my kids heavily rely on me. My oldest is not driving yet. She's 15. I just tried to take her out the other day to teach her how to drive. Girl, we ain't make it past reverse. I put the little video up, so if you want to see the little short, I panic so much, y'all. I don't think that a person that is already high strung, I think like dads, men, uncles, or grandfather, I think they have a little bit more patience than what a mom does. Like, I'm telling her, like, we going back up or whatever. This is reverse. I said, you only need to ease up off the brake. You don't have to take your foot off the brake because the car is going to start moving on its own. Honey, she took the foot off the brake and she was just looking, like, ain't looking around her, ain't looking. Girl, the car was going so fast. I'm like, put the car in park. put your foot on the brake. So when she put her foot on the brake, I put it in the park. I said, come on, you gotta get out. You gotta get, like, I'm not about that life. But needless to say, she's not driving. We have volleyball practice, we got gymnastics, we got drop-offs in the morning, appointments here and there, like schools at 3 different locations, pick up, drop off at different times. Like, at least having another person that could drive, or like to be that assistance, I really feel like that will help at this phase in my life or whatever. I feel like I'm gonna add this part in here as well, because you know, I'm down here by myself. I have an aunt that lives about like 45 minutes away, but I was like talking to my daughter's dad, Casey's dad. Me and him have a very cool relationship or whatever. It wasn't always like that. I definitely think that it takes maturity, growth, and all of that. I think that it wasn't always like that because my daughter was his first child. His mom and dad were married up until she passed. Well, his mom passed. And my mom and dad were married, but I was so young when they got a divorce, I don't even remember them being married. And I don't remember them being able to even be in the same room with one another until my brother's baby shower, and that was like 13 years ago or something like that. So for him, it wasn't always an easy task, and even for me. He's more of like the provider. He's definitely come a long way. Here comes Taylor Bus now. But Jordan's dad, we've never been on the same page. There's no animosity, no beef, but we just have different mindsets, different things like that. And I always tell people that I take accountability. I really feel like, Taylor up at the front, I really feel like when you have a child, the woman does the most changing. And I wish that I had somebody older than me to like explain that to me. Because when you start venting or expressing things in relationships, hold on y'all, let me get Taylor. And stuff on. 2:57 y'all, so
Mommy,
yeah, yes.
Today, everyone was wearing glitter on their face, even boys. I saw so much people.
Why? What was today?
I don't know. They was wearing so much glitter on their face.
Oh. Did you get your cat cash? Did you get to pick out the prize box?
No, Mama. You have to get 15.
What's going on with your hair? Don't even talk about it.
I'm about to pull these braids out of my old head.
I think we're gonna have breakfast for dinner. As far as being women, being a mom, give me a pack too. That it's hard to believe that their postpartum even exists. And if you're not aware of that, it can push people away. And I believe a person's upbringing has a lot to do with that. Like, if you're a man and your dad took care of the household and all of that, your mom was a stay-at-home mom, or she was the one that had to do everything around the house, you're gonna look at that mom as super mom. Like, regardless of what she may be dealing with behind the scenes, regardless if she goes in her room at night, cries or whatever, if you've never experienced that or whatever. So, with that being said, I had the experience of, I always say that I don't have a negative or a bad relationship with either of my kids' dads, but there's definitely a difference. I feel like with my oldest daughter, dad, we share a child. With my middle daughter's dad, we co-parent. And the main difference is Even though he's states away, both of them are active in my kids' life. Both of them go back to Delaware every summer to be with their dad. I feel like the only time that my oldest and her dad can be on the same page is when we're agreeing with certain characteristics or behaviors of hers. In a lot of ways, I still see the immaturity. Like, I'm at the point in age in my life to where I can't stand meaningless conversations. Like, if there's for you to do certain things, I'm not going to remind you of that. Nobody has to remind me of the role that I play in my kids' life. Nobody has to do that. I can look at my kids, I see what they need. Based off of me being a woman, I know what my kids need. Like, I know what I got to buy every single month for me and my kids. Why do you need a reminder? Or why does somebody have to tell you? Don't you got to eat? Don't you got to, you know what I mean? So, it's stuff like that I'm just like, the level of maturity is going to differentiate the ability that you have to co-parent and share a child. Like, when my daughter used to go to her dad's on the weekend or during the week, if I had to work, she allowed to do whatever. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of like a person, a parent or something like that say, every time they go over there, I got to reprogram. It makes it harder for that child. It makes it harder for that child. From day one, I have been the one that has always did the conferences, doctor appointments, all of that. So my thing is, what the heck? I don't know what this is. So like if I'm calling you, and that's the thing, like I use this as an example. I'm the type that regardless of what our bond and our connection is, when it comes to report cards, I screenshot it and I send it because you know everything's online. So it's no longer like the paper report cards. If I have a conference, whether it's over the phone or whatever, or in person, I sit up there and let them know like what that all entailed. When my daughter, when we first moved down here, keep in mind my oldest stayed in Delaware for the year before. And everybody was like, oh, I wouldn't allow that. I wouldn't allow that. Let me tell you how, listen, I need you to get down off my, no, I don't. It's 6 in the pack. I ate them as fast as you ate yours. Okay, but I need you to get down off my bed. That's what I need you to do. I get overstimulated, y'all. And when she get up here moving all around, I can't do all that. Can you what? In a minute. So, I'm the type of person that I feel as though I don't need to be in control. So, when people were just based off of our history and our past, were like, oh, I wouldn't let her go. I wouldn't let her go. She's not going to a friend that she met on the internet house. She's going to her dad's house. Now, God forbid, he relocated and she chose to stay with him and he's refusing to let me have a bond in a relationship with my daughter. You got to treat people how you want to be treated at the end of the day. So I'm like, okay, she wanted to stay with her dad. I'm going to allow her to stay with her dad. But I did have stipulations because, again, you got to know who you're dealing with. If I know that academically there may be a struggle, if I know certain things, you're not going to be on things as the way I am, then that's a trial. We're going to do a trial. Based off of that being a clear-cut communication, like, hey, if the grades start to slide and all that, that'll be the last. You get what I'm saying? She can still come for the summer, but that will be it or whatever. So with that being said, I will call every month. How's her grades doing? Oh, good. She in track. She doing this. Like, you know, I'm thinking everything fine, normal. Growing up, you weren't even allowed to participate on a team or anything like that if you were not getting good grades. I kept asking, where's the report card? When I tell you all, the whole entire time my daughter was up in Delaware, I had never seen a report card. When she came down here, because that year, she was like, you know, I'm going to come back and live with you, or whatever. She had got into her first fight. She had to start going to, like, this inner city school because her dad lived in the inner city, and all that. So, I'm like, cool. Fine. You know what I mean? She comes down here, now I gotta get her registered for school. So I'm like, I need her information. Like, we have to transfer things. It ain't no different than if you were to start going to a doctor's office and you have to provide them with a release form for them to get your records from another office. It's the same thing. Y'all, when I tell you I finally got her report card, and I just could not believe the grades that she had. Like, I couldn't even believe the grades that she's never had them grades. And I'm like, you didn't know this? Like, I kept asking you, talking about, oh, she doing good, her report card ain't come. I'm like, what's she, or a library book? Like, why she not getting a physical copy of her book? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what is going on? And my thing is, even if you feel like you got something to prove to me, because I'm the one that is normally, because this is what I think happened. Even if you feel like you got to prove something to me or something like that, our child is going to be all beneficial for your daughter, for your child. I was always the go-getter in a relationship, which is why when I had to dip up out. Like, my detachment skills is like crazy. And like I said, growing up from a dad that was a provider and all that, certain things ain't gonna allow me to sit up there and
we went to computer class.
Oh, did y'all? Certain things ain't gonna allow me to sit up there and be a part of no activity. And that's why I said, like I said, I could take a responsibility, because being young, I might not have sat up there and tried to seek or find qualities or good signs as far as a father's concerned. But being as though my mom and dad were married, divorced, I had kids with people that both had married parents. In my mind, I'm thinking like, you gonna be a stand-up guy. You want different strokes for different folks. So some of the talks that I have with my daughters now is, even for myself, when I was dating, I knew for a fact that I didn't have any people around me that I could sit up there and be like, that's a good wife, like that's a good person or whatever. So again, my whole thing was, I'm gonna bail out if I'm unhappy or whatever. Now I'm to the point to where I know what my role is. I know what is expected of me from God and all of that, that I'm a wife. Now, maturity wise and all that, I was not a wife back in the day. I had my faults. I had my things about me that were not, I can honestly sit up there and say that I was not proud of. Which is why now, like I said before, some things you have to be born with. You have to have certain qualities already about yourself in order to take on somebody else. It has to already be in you. If it ain't in you, it's going to be on you. And things that are on you can be washed up. It could be cleaned up. It could be all that. So at the end of the day, I know that was like a long talk, but somebody needed to hear that. Because again, I came from a family of runners. I came from a family of people that, strong women, independent women, that wasn't putting up with stuff. And you got to keep in mind, you're doing all the changing, and you got to remember what made you fall for these people. What made you connect with these people? Are you expressing to these people what you need from them? I will never forget me seeing a interview with Michelle Obama, where she was like, the first 10 years of her and Barack's marriage, she hated him because he'll be coming home smiling. He just finished playing golf all day. And she in the house then changed, got threw up on, taking care of the kids. But one thing you got to remember is your kids is only little but for so long. And by the time they get 18, you and your partner, your husband, whoever, might still have another 20, 30 years of reconnecting, rebuilding, reestablishing that relationship. But I think communication and expectations is key. I think it's very important for you to know what kind of family you're going to be having kids into, like knowing their background, how they react to confrontation, how they handle stress in a relationship. Like, are they embarrassed to share certain things with you? Like, how are y'all going to sit up there and handle and tackle adversities if you're not, as a parent, if you're not seeing it throughout your relationship? You can't sit up there and change a red flag and make it green. Like, it has to already be green. And nobody is going to be 100% of what you need and want. But you got to remember, you are not either. You're not 100% perfect all the time. So you got to sit up there and learn to give people grace, or even move on. Stop wasting people's time. Stop wasting your time and stop wasting people's time. So, and that was my little TED talk for the videos, because there is a spiritual warfare on families, on marriages. And a lot of times women are the ones that are filing divorce. So you're often wondering, like, a lot of people like, oh, was there cheating and all that? And sometimes they're like, nah, like, he just stopped doing. Like, I felt like once we had kids, your passion or desire to get things, to be certain things, just drove. And men are not like that. A lot of men are not like that. Like, however they are is normally how they are going to be. So if you're doing all the changes, like, you cannot be expecting the same for a man. And it might not even, and when I say that, I'm not even referring to like bad things. Like, a change could be anything. And keep in mind, when you are pregnant or going through postpartum, like, now all the attention you used to get is now going to your child. So if your significant other is going to work, you only got time for date night no more, and it might be because there ain't no babysitter or whatever, he got the same issue and problem you got. You got to be mindful of that. You got to get creative. And these are all things that, like I said before, I took for granted. I didn't understand. And you just got to apologize and understand that things will change. Be on top of it. It happens to a lot of people. It's more common than a lot of people will admit and think. But also, if the person is not the right person, God ain't gonna allow you to have peace in that situation anyway. So that's another thing to keep in mind. I'll be back, y'all.
Yeah.
Work, 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 work. To me, I feel work, 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 work. See me do me dirt, 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 dirt. So me by that work, 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 work. When you walk a line, 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 line. In the curve, in my dirt, 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 dirt. Drive me a dessert. Nothing to be lurking.
Yeah.
You make a like, now you don't like it. You know I dealt with you the nicest. Nobody touched me in the right. Nobody text me in a crisis. I believe that all of your dreams are duration. You took my heart, all my keys, and my patience. You took my heart, I must leave a decoration. You mistaken my love, I brought for you for foundation. All that I wanted from you was to give me something that I never had, something that you never seen, something that you never been. But I wake up and nothing's wrong. Just get ready for work, 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 work. To me, I be work, 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 work. You see me do me dirt, 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 dirt. So me by that work, 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 work. Na, 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 na. When you walk out, na, 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 na. Before the table turn, 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 turn. Beg you something, please. Baby, don't you leave. Don't leave me stuck here in the streets. If I get another chance to, I will never, no, never neglect you. I mean, who am I to hold your best against you?
You wanna be
I just hope that it gets to you. I hope.
You said no eggs?
I said I just want pancakes and eggs. I want 3 pancakes down below. If y'all miss seeing me.
It don't give.
Wait, she just said
Because they missed me.
and nobody likes her. These are babies, so they look
But the whole time you were saying that you missed Taylor, don't tell me.
So what you been doing to keep up with your work and stuff? You got any tips for the people?
No, I just do.
So what was the problem last time? Because honey, you came out the gate.
Because it was just like, I didn't get good grades on them, but like, I don't know, the work is easy right now. It's just a bunch of it. Like, they giving us a bunch of it at one time.
Is Jordan getting the nose ring?
They said, honey, they ain't got time to be playing with y'all.
And I wasn't playing when I said, when I asked you and my dad for all that stuff, and you said, it depends on how y'all got to see after the first marking period, so I'm not playing.
Oh, you just think that the first marking period, you gonna get what you want, and then you
No, I'm still gonna do good. Like, what? But still, like you said, you want to see how the
Sausage again
want to do good.
and clean.
Ooh.
So I can get.
That, don't take all the syrup, cause y'all got regular syrup in there. Whatchamacallit?
Well, I did not know that. I'm just gonna listen to that.
Yeah, they got their own syrup.
But I'm gonna do
This
good.
is the syrup that I use.
Either way, because I want to have good grades, and also you and my dad both said y'all gotta see how I do before I ask anything. And I'm
Is
trying
there
to,
another utensil over there?
yes, I'm trying to have a good Christmas.
Well, hopefully you can have a job.
Yeah, actually, Mom, speaking of that, I need to go fill out a thing for Publix.
Publix is not on the post.
Yeah, I know, but that's where I want to work.